pelanggaran, dan kemudian mekanisme untuk memberikan sanksinya. Nah, kebetulan undang-undang jasa konstruksi kita juga tidak mengandung sanksi pidana yang sekarang ini, jadi hanya ada sanksi administratif, tapi itu pun bila diterapkan sanksi administratif itu sebenarnya bisa efektif kalau betul-betul diterapkan. Jadi ada mekanisme untuk mengawasi bahwa kewajiban-kewajiban yang ditetapkan dalam regulasi itu dilaksanakan. Nah, itu tidak ada, sistemnya tidak dibangun melalui regulasi. Mungkin itu aja tambahannya. Itu yang barangkali harus dicari solusinya.
Oke, terima kasih Pak Krisna. Selanjutnya Pak Arianto.
Terima kasih. Saya memandang dari sisi yang lain, dari sisi pendidikan. Karena kita dari universitas ini yang nantinya akan melahirkan para ahli yang akan masuk ke industri konstruksi yang sudah di era 4.0. Sementara dari pengalaman kami, kalau industri datang presentasi memberi kuliah umum, rata-rata mahasiswa terbengong-bengong karena mereka lebih maju daripada perguruan tingginya gitu. Karena kita punya problem, kita mau advance di BIM, kita mau beli software aja harus berdarah-darah negosiasi cari anggarannya gitu. Sementara industri kalau memang dibutuhkan beli aja gitu kan. Ini dalam banyak hal terjadi. Lalu, nah ini adalah tantangan. Lalu pendidikan tinggi di Indonesia ini harus berbuat apa? Karena mau tidak mau Construction 4.0 ini terkait juga dengan kesiapan dari perguruan tinggi. Kemudian yang kedua, melanjutkan yang tadi pagi kita bicarakan bahwa construction mengenai kontraktor dan kelas kecil, menengah kecil ya. Karena construction 4.0 ini kan mau tidak mau akan kena ke mereka juga. Tidak hanya kita lihat yang besar saja. Nah, tantangannya adalah bagaimana pada level mereka pun mereka juga akan siap untuk masuk ke era 4.0 ini gitu. Jadi ya mohon maaf yang dipikirin jangan yang gede-gede melulu gitu. Ini yang kecil juga perlu disiapkan juga untuk mereka masuk ke situ. Ya, terima kasih Pak.
Oke, terima kasih Pak Arianto. Saya undang satu dari mahasiswa, barangkali saya ingin sebelum Pak Panani. Dari mahasiswa. Dari Neng. Dari Neng. Ya, oke. Ya, karena mahasiswa ini kan pemimpin masa depan, Pak. Jadi perlu kita undang, harus speak up, Pak, gitu. Silakan.
Saya Benjamin, mahasiswa KKMLK. Mau nanya ke Profesor Milek. Dalam melakukan otomasi,
In English?
Oh, in English.
Yeah, sure.
In automation in construction and technology improvement, what about displaced workers, like skilled operators that are changed into machineries? What is the impact of technology improvement to unemployment rates in, for example, in USA?
Ayo mahasiswa ITB harus jadi pemimpin katanya. Ayo. Ada satu lagi, ya, nah gitu ya. Enggak, ayo jadi pemberani. Gimana ini Pak Abdu nih? Harus ada leadership nih di mahasiswa ini. Ayo, nggak ada, nggak berani. Aduh, harus diajak sering demo ke Jakarta nih Pak kayaknya Pak. Pak Abdu sih maunya cepet-cepet, IP-nya 4, lulusnya 3,5, ini nggak sempat, Pak, nggak sempat apa namanya, mau cepet-cepet industrinya. Pak Panani tadi ada catatan Pak, silakan Pak.
Oke, terima kasih. Kita kan bicara 3D printing Pak ya. Tadi mahal itu kan. Mahal. Memang kalau dibiarkan konstruksi ini kan sebetulnya ekonomi kan. Jadi transisi ekonomi yang murah, sehingga kalau tidak di-lead oleh pemerintah itu nggak akan terwujud. Swasta nggak mungkin mendahului teknologi yang mahal. Kenapa saya pernah ke Korea Selatan, itu dikasih tahu, tapi benar atau enggak? Pak Nani, itu jembatan-jembatan ini, itu teknologinya beda-beda semua, nggak boleh sama Pak teknologi jembatan. Jadi polisi pemerintah itu tidak boleh jembatan itu teknologinya sama. Tujuannya apa? Pasar konstruksi Korea Selatan itu kan sedikit tuh, ya kan? Dia harus ekspor. Jadi dia berusaha, kontraktornya itu, kalau ada lelang di luar, dia mampu, dia pernah mengerjakan apa? Teknologi itu. Nah, itu yang harus ada, yang tadi Pak, politik konstruksi ini Pak. Jadi mestinya ada kebijakan, semua teknologi maju di bidang konstruksi harus dibikin. Dibiayai oleh pemerintah, walaupun tadi jadi mahal ya, tapi paling tidak ada 1-2 kontraktor kita yang mampu mengerjakannya Pak. Yaitu investasi pemerintah ya kan, sehingga kalau ada kesempatan di luar atau apa, sudah ada kontraktor kita yang mampu mengerjakan. Itu mestinya apa? Jangan dicari yang sama-sama, sementara yang teknologi maju kita enggak. Kemudian yang satu, yang kelebihan apa? Regulasi. Kalau menurut saya kurang regulasi Pak. Karena kita tuh regulasinya umum Pak. Dan tidak diawasi. Sehingga ada ini diatur untuk dilanggar ya kan. Padahal mestinya kalau diawasi nggak mungkin dilanggar Pak. Nah saya pernah dulu, pimpinan saya mengatakan kelemahan aturan kita, standar-standar kita, itu karena tidak dalam bentuk undang-undang Pak. Katanya kalau di Jepang itu berbentuk undang-undang. Sehingga tidak ada satupun yang berani melanggar standar Pak. Sekarang kita tanya standar jalan. Bukan undang-undang Pak. Saya yang bikin, saya langgar, boleh dong, kata orang Bina Marga ya. Jadi itu Pak. Jadi menurut saya kurang keras lah apa? Regulasi yang apa, standar-standar itu. Sehingga budaya untuk memenuhi standar itu tidak ada. Kita maunya kan yang umum-umum aja, gampang lah nanti. Detailnya. Itu sebetulnya mengelak daripada konsekuensi, itu budaya ngeles gitu ya. Undang-undang umum-umum, sehingga detailnya nanti. Dan nggak selesai persoalan.
Terima kasih, kita berikan plus untuk kita semuanya. Luar biasa. I will give Professor Mirek to respond on the certain issues. For me, I think issue on the barriers to innovate, yeah, and also the issue of is it correct when we talking about innovation, we need the social readiness or public readiness or whatever we call it, or culture readiness. Please.
Okay. I have no choice but to agree with everything that everyone said. But I will say this, that the readiness for technology is very closely coupled with exposure to advanced technologies, not only on our jobs but in daily lives. I heard one complaint about the government being sort of a showstopper or a breaker on the progress towards more successful application of technology. I must say that that's the government's role to safeguard the well-being and safety of the public, and often at the expense of technological progress. Governments by nature are driven by lawyers, and lawyers have this risk aversion towards anything that hasn't been tried before. In the United States, for example, the biggest impediment to technological improvement in construction is not the desire by contractors to stay only with technologies that have been proven, but it's also by lawyers advising the owners of construction companies not to try new technologies, because if anything goes wrong, they may be found liable toward the victims of some accidents. And it's called cynically in the US a deep pocket theory. The richer you are, if a company has deep pockets, and there is a poor victim of any sort, whether the company is guilty or not, it's very likely to be sued, and then the victim or somebody else will recover some money. Even if the court of the law finds no merit in the case against the company would still want to get away from a lawsuit just to get the plaintiff off their back, because they don't want to be tied up with their resources and time in something totally counterproductive. They'd rather be out there building new projects and making a profit on its business activity. So that's one thing. The other thing is that the government organizations always experience a lot of inertia. People who are elected officials in the government and people who are appointed into government tend to be poorly educated in advanced technology. So the role of the universities is to be the catalyst and in the education of decision makers in the government on what needs to be done with technology. So, for example, in the case of ITB, I think ITB is perfectly positioned to work with the Ministry of Construction and other government organizations that are responsible for major construction investments in the country to bring them here to campus, even if for no more than just a weekend, to educate them about the latest and the hottest technologies that are on the horizon. What are the examples of these technologies? Not just 3D printing or robotics that I talked about, but the impact of 5G networks, mobile telephony networks on project communications, the impact of blockchain technology on the development of smart contracts and all the procurement transactions that go on in major construction projects. And money always attracts the attention, because construction projects are the ones where big money is being spent and big money changes hands. In a typical construction project in the U.S., when you look at the total expenditure, about 10% goes into design and 90% goes into construction. So obviously, whereas the money, there is a potential for abuse, for corruption, all these things are true. However, this is not an excuse from wanting and actually this being an imperative to transfer the know-how and construction technology ideas to government officials who would then be in a better position to make decisions. So that's one issue. The other issue that was mentioned, the fear about the labor, right? The advanced technologies displacing construction labor. I've researched this issue not only in the United States but also in Australia, and I found it not to be the case at all. In fact, in most countries, there is a shortage of skilled construction labor. In the United States, for example, one of the acute shortages is in the field of masonry construction. United States is currently short of about 100,000 skilled masons who would be ready to build brick walls in buildings and everywhere else. So if you know of a skilled mason who's unemployed in Indonesia and is looking for a job, I can guarantee that he will not go hungry in the United States. There is a tremendous need. So there are robots being developed now just for bricklaying. And the robots were being developed for this particular purpose for the last 30 years, I must say. Early prototypes date back to 1980s. And right now we have two companies in the U.S. construction market, didn't get a chance to talk about it today, that do nothing else but mass produce bricklaying robots. One of them is Construction Robotics in Rochester, New York. And there is another company, Hadrian, who is actually a U.S. and Norwegian company that combines 3D printing with robotic bricklaying. They actually produce bricks of all kinds of fantastic shapes that don't look like a rectangle. And interlocking mechanism, tongue and groove type of connection in masonry bricks. and they also work with composite materials. So innovative projects can be built, and the decorative needs can be satisfied and expanded by the use of advanced technologies. You mentioned construction equipment operators. This is another specialty where we could have more skilled operators of construction machinery. Tower crane operators, for example, excavator, front-end loaders. These people make good money. An hourly wage for a backhoe operator in the U.S. is something on the order of $50 an hour. And that's a lot. That's before taxes, of course. We have lots of taxes in the U.S. And the cost to employer to employ a person is about double the wage, the hourly wage. Why? All these retirement benefits, health benefits, taxes, insurance premia, and so on. We have workers' compensation insurance, for example, for every construction worker, that covers all the cost of medical treatment and recovery of any construction worker that has been injured in an accident. And that's a significant cost. Construction companies are very interested in lowering their accident rates, so then they can pay lower insurance premia for workers' compensation. Workers' compensation is absolutely compulsory. Every construction contractor must pay workers' compensation insurance, no ifs and buts. It's a requirement, government requirement. There are big fines if the contractor fails to pay, because every worker is automatically insured, regardless of fault. It may be entirely worker's fault. He may even come drunk to the job site, which would never happen in Indonesia. But in the U.S., if that happens, the worker is still covered. Of course, they may be fired from the company, and their wages may be taken away, but the medical costs must be covered. So there is this tremendous interest in trying to lower the cost of labor in construction, employment of labor. In most developed countries in the West, if you look at the cost structure of a building project or infrastructure project, about 1/2 of the total cost is the cost of labor. So anything that you can do to lower the cost of labor already has significant impact on the total cost of construction. And because of price elasticity of demand, if projects get cheaper, there'll be more interest from the owners and developers to build more projects. So that would drive employment up, not down. I have never seen a research effort or a research institute or center in any government organization or university in the world that would not be interested in working towards eliminating the danger of employment in those construction tasks where the danger level is the highest. Number one cause of construction accidents in the U.S. is falls of people from heights. People not wearing their safety harnesses. In fact, I've seen some videos on YouTube from Indonesia. You've probably seen those as well, that some countries, unfortunately in Southeast Asia, appear to have disregard for human life on construction sites. I've seen very, very, very bad videos from Bangkok, Thailand, and I've seen some from Indonesia as well. So this is number one cause of accidents. What's number two cause? In the United States, it's actually workers being overrun by trucks on construction sites. So backup signal is not working properly. You know why? Because residents and adjacent neighbors to construction sites, their number one complaint is loud signals from trucks backing up that constantly make this nuisance sound to them. So then the project managers tend to lower the level of these sounds, and if the sound level is lower, construction workers stop paying attention. So that's, you know, if you look at accident reasons for tower crane operation, number one cause of accidents is not the load being dropped off on somebody's head or material. It's actually electrocution. It's the jib of the crane running into a power line and the operator being electrocuted. Some of these power lines are high voltage, maybe 3,000 volts. You know, you get fried instantaneously if that happens. So removing construction workers from these immediate dangers is what's driving the need for automation. We're currently engaged in a comparative study between the needs for construction automation robotics in the United States and China. U.S., of course, is the largest economy. It used to be the largest market for any product and service in the world. It's no longer the case. The size of the construction industry in China has dwarfed that of the United States. It's almost twice as big in China, construction expenditures. That city of Wuhan that Eric graduated from, Huazhong, we just talked about it today, and I'm also a visiting professor there. I talked to the former mayor of the city of Wuhan, and he tells me that the construction expenditures just in the city of Wuhan, most of it is because of metro construction, metro lines, 200 metro construction sites in just the city of Wuhan, plus a lot of residential construction, other infrastructure. The construction spending in the city of Wuhan, where they have this virus right now that they talk about on TV, the construction spending in the city of Wuhan is bigger than the construction spending in the entire country of the United Kingdom. And another interesting statistics comes from the Bill Gates report on world economy. China has used more cement in the last 3 years than the United States in the last 100 years. So that gives you a perspective on what's driving. It's really the mass construction market that has this insatiable appetite for more construction labor. So labor, in fact, the biggest worry in most developed countries, like Singapore, where I just was this morning, 100% of all construction labor in Singapore is foreign. It's not local labor because the young people don't want to go to construction trades. They view this work as too heavy, too dirty, and that doesn't provide the same kind of perspective and prospects that other professions do. So that's why we're trying to automate and automate most of the construction tasks as possible, as many as possible, and remove as many as possible people from being exposed to silica dust, to noise, to vibration, to exposure to dangerous chemicals and all of that. There's only one country in the world where I have seen, and this is University of Witwatersrand. Anybody heard of that university? It's in Johannesburg, South Africa. And I went there for the Earth Summit many years ago, and I saw this research institute in the civil engineering department. And the name of the institute is the Institute for Labor Creation and Construction. And I wonder what that is. So I made an appointment with the director to discuss the research needs and directions, and they tell me, oh, our job is to redesign construction processes away from machinery and equipment so we can employ more unskilled workers who are currently unemployed in South Africa. This was shortly after the political transition from apartheid to democracy and the rule of the black majority in the country. So that was the only exception from the rule that in fact, that institute probably doesn't exist anymore because even South Africa realized that the future of construction is advanced technology. We need to change the image of this industry from low-tech to high-tech. And this is the way to attract new generations of construction workers.
Okay. Would you mind to highlight the question from Bayus regarding the how long it will take to adapt fully the innovation like 3D or like spin?
It really depends on the country and the legal environment, and to what extent the lawyers are driving the construction industry progress or preventing it from taking place. I think the key is really in education of government officials, education of sometimes construction company leaders themselves, who may have excellent business acumen, but no direct exposure to advanced technologies. So CEOs of major companies, CTOs, CFOs, everybody familiar with those acronyms, right? Chief design engineers in companies, they ought to be brought to campus for hands-on training with advanced technologies. And who can do the hands-on training? Your graduate students who are working on research projects, on development projects. These are, young, very bright young men and women who have excellent computer skills, and you can teach them BIM, and then you can couple them with seasoned construction professionals, and they can provide for a very happy, very productive mix. And these should be the teachers. So don't shy away from the idea of having a young instructor, sometimes maybe even a graduate student who is very well exposed to a particular technology. That student should be interfacing with senior level company officials, government officials, to allow them to learn about these new technologies. So learning should go both ways. And sometimes we even have to expose our own teachers and professors to these technologies, because sometimes the technology is faster in development than the material that we teach in our courses at the universities. So the curriculum needs to change rapidly as well. So we're doing that in our university. I don't see any reason why you couldn't do it right here at ITB.
We will doing that. We'll be doing that. Oke, thank you, Prof. Mirek. Oke, Bapak sekalian, kita sekarang sudah jam 3.40 dan sebentar lagi.
One last thing I just want to mention. You can see the reason I brought up this slide is this organization IAARC stands for International Association for Automation and Robotics in Construction. That includes 3D printing. They have annual symposia around the world since 1984, and I'm one of the founding directors and former president of this organization. Next year's symposium, or this year's symposium, will be in Japan, and next year's symposium will be somewhere in Europe, not decided yet. I'd love for this symposium. There are over 3,000 articles describing various automation technologies for construction. They're free to download. The website is IARC, IARC, no dots, .org. And you can download about 3,000 different ideas, 3,000 different implementations of automated technologies. The book that's right on the right-hand side is the book that I mentioned earlier that's coming out next month on Construction 4.0. And is being published by Routledge. Routledge is now part of Taylor & Francis, one of the largest publishers in the world. So stay tuned. You can actually put your order on Amazon.com right now for this book. But I promised Professor Abdu to send him an electronic version of it as soon as it becomes available. So please stay tuned because there will be more developments to come. I just had a very long presentation and session on advanced construction technologies to this company, Wohop. Anybody heard of Wohop? It's the most progressive contractor in Singapore, very interested in laminated wood construction, which is new in Singapore, very fast embracing automation, robotics, and 3D printing.
Oke, thank you very much, Mr. Oke, Bapak sekalian, sambil menunggu Bu Rektor, barangkali Pak Abdu sudah ada. Oh, sudah ada di belakang, terima kasih. Kita akan undang Bu Rektor untuk memberikan closing remark, barangkali gitu ya, Pak Abdu. Tapi sebelum itu, kita beri terima kasih untuk kita semuanya, Pak Mirek, Bu Dewi, dan Pak Rahman. Ya. Saya serahkan ke Pak Abdu untuk selanjutnya. Ya.
Baik, kita beri kesempatan Ibu Reni dan Profesor Mirek reuni dulu. Yes. Baik, Bapak Ibu sekalian, kita alhamdulillah kita hari ini sudah sampai pada akhir acara, di mana akhir acara memang penutupan. Tapi yang jelas tadi saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada tim awal ya, tim awal TK, Pak Krisna, Pak Bimo, Pak Rizal ya, yang sangat membuat kita tidak tidur ya. Semangat begitu ya. Kemudian itu kelasnya memang begitu setiap kelasnya. Jadi kalau mau merasakannya lebih lagi di kelas ya. Hasilnya juga sangat baik begitu, dan tadi ditarik lagi kepada sesi siang yang terima kasih juga pada Pak Aji yang sudah memoderasi, Ibu Dewi, Pak Arif Rahman, Profesor Mirek ya untuk diskusi-diskusinya ini ya. Tentunya justru kita menunggu ini kata-kata dari Ibu Rektor ITB. Ini yang pertama kali ini menyampaikan sebagai rektor. Kami persilakan Ibu Reni.
Oke, ya. Baik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sore. Good afternoon. Welcome, Professor Skipniewski. Professor Chan also. We didn't have a chance to take a picture yesterday, yeah. I'm sorry. There were so many person who wanted to take a picture with me. That is like celebrity. Yeah, that is how you feel when you kind of like Hollywood celebrity. So picture like maybe 1,000 times. So welcome. Ini I've seen so many familiar faces. My ex-student and everybody in construction industry. So ITB is a leader in construction industry development and in general. So an event such as this is always weighted by the community. So thank you, Professor Chan and Professor Skipniewski for coming here. Yeah, please join us up here. So, and this is not his first time, and I'm sure, hope so, it's not gonna be your last or fourth time already. So yeah. Okay, thank you. So today is my first day as as apa bahasa Inggrisnya president. In Indonesia we call it rector. Yeah. So this morning I went straight ahead to my new office. The best perk of being is I have a very nice restroom, private restroom. So very clean. Yeah, very clean. The smell is very nice and everything. This is the first time in my career life, 51 years old, having an office with a private restroom. Tidak punya, huh? Yeah, you do. Yeah. So I have that. Thank you. So that is the best part of my rector appointment, kind of thing. Yes. To close this one-day seminar on Construction 4.0 and construction industry development, which is held by our new center, and we are very proud of CIB, Center for Infrastructure and Built Environment. It is within the faculty or school or department of civil and environmental engineering. So our dean last year, 2019, he decided that we should have a specific center to work on infrastructure and built environment. So we try to use this center as a vehicle, a vehicle for the full-time faculty to know each other, to work together, and not just within our school or within ITB, but also with our colleagues in the other universities and in the industry like Pak Arif Rahman ya from PTPP. Terima kasih. So this is one of the event that we promote. So in the future we are going to use Chibe to have such similar events, and maybe if you have it doesn't have to come up from ITB, Pak Abdo. The idea can come up from Pak Kimron, from the Ministry of Public Works, or from our friend in the School of Architecture, and also from the contractor or LPJK. And I mean, we can be the host. Yeah, we can be the host, but the idea can come from any of you. We welcome your proposition to have very interesting events for all of us, kind of thing. Okay, so Pak Abdul apa lagi? Udah? Yeah. Okay. So I would like to close this meeting. Hope you guys enjoy your one day friendship. Yeah, maybe you guys develop friendship within ourselves, and hope to see you in the next event, and have safe trip back home. Yeah, but for both of you, we are going to have dinner later tonight. So please stay with us, and I hope we can meet you again in the near future, and also Prof. Chang. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Oh, foto.